Crime 101 is a new heist movie starring Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Halle Berry, and Barry Keoghan. The movie revolves around these four characters, two thieves, a cop, and an insurance broker. All of their paths intertwine at one point or another during this movie, which is ultimately leading to a multi-million-dollar heist. And that is something I should probably establish you guys right out the gate. This is more of a slow burn character piece than it is a heist movie, even though it markets itself as such. I will say this, if you are going to lean heavily into the character piece side of this movie, make sure you have interesting characters, led by solid performances, and you get that here. Chris Hemsworth plays one of the thieves in this movie, and he is a thief with a code. He will not kill anybody, he doesn't want to hurt anyone. He's the type of thief, like, if you were ever going to encounter one in your life, which God forbid you ever do, but if you do, he's the one you want to run into. He just wants you to comply, just wants you to go along with what he has to do. He will take whatever you have and then he will leave you be. He will not hurt you, won't threaten you. That's the last you'll see of them. He will be gone and that's it. I will say he's very good at what he does. He knows just how to intimidate people the right way, but he also holds on to that code of honor that he does have, which makes him, as a result, a character that you can still get behind. He's definitely someone who lives that very mysterious, closed life, though. Like, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of friends, doesn't have a lot of family, and he does develop this romance with this one girl in this movie, and it's interesting. He doesn't have a lot of bravado to himself. He's not exactly the smoothest guy ever, but when you look like the God of Thunder, you don't really need to. As a result, his character is intertwined a lot with Mark Ruffalo, because Mark Ruffalo is this detective who has been trailing him for the longest time. He doesn't know who Chris Hemsworth is, but he knows he's a thief who is very good at not leaving trails. You know, he does believe behind this pattern that he's trying to follow, and Mark Ruffalo is someone who needs this case for himself. Because he's kind of in that opposite sense of Chris Hemsworth, where Chris Hemsworth has this drive with his thievery. He's trying to ultimately just set himself up for this life that he has. Mark Ruffalo is trying to find purpose. He's going through a divorce. He's kind of stuck in the position that he is with his job. When he feels like he's zeroing in on Chris Hemsworth and what he's able to do with his crimes, he feels like he's adding more of a purpose to himself, and he feels like in that he's getting somewhere that can further himself in his career and his life. So that's his motivation to go. And that is the key in this movie. It is a lot of motivation that is ultimately driving these characters. When they want in on this heist or they're motivated by this heist, you completely understand why. Halle Berry's another great example in this movie. She's been a part of this insurance firm for a long time. She's been good at her job, but she's been very, weighed down by the higher-ups, the executives. They don't really see her as someone who can provide something long haul for them because of, where she's at in her career, how old she is. So initially, when Chris Hemsworth looks at her and says like, hey, we could work together, we could pull this heist off, and she's like, yeah, fuck off, I want nothing to do with you, and she realizes she's kind of stuck in no man's land, she's like, alright, I'm in. But I'll be honest with you guys, stand out for me, the most memorable character I would say was Barry Keoghan's performance. I mean, this guy, I'll tell you this much right now, I wasn't overly excited for him as the Joker and these upcoming Batman movies that we're getting. I am now. He's sold me on that. Because that was the biggest thing I took for myself walking out of this movie. I'm like, wow, Barry Keoghan's gonna kill it as the Joker. Because in here, you see him as an absolute violent nightmare. Like where Chris Hemsworth is the type of thief, if you're gonna run into one, you hope to run into one. Barry Keoghan's the kind you hope to avoid your entire life. I mean, this guy is ruthless, he is violent, he's an absolute psychopath, and he is unhinged as shit. He's completely unpredictable, total wild card. Like when robberies go down with him, the scenes get really intense, you're on the edge of your seat, and you just have no idea how they're ultimately going to unfold because of the character that he is. And that's where you have to give this movie props, because the heist itself doesn't go down until really the final act of the movie. But the journey leading up to it, you're learning about these characters, you get invested with them, and the movie does well at giving you little sprinkles and little, bites of what's coming later with the heist. When it comes to the robberies and the actions that these thieves and these cops and the law enforcement all take in what unfolds with each of them. The movie does keep you engaged, and I do appreciate that. I will say, it's not a very action-heavy movie. I mean, there's a few car chase scenes here and there. There's, like I said, a couple intense moments of robbery. But it's not an action-heavy movie. So if you go into this movie with that mindset, namely because you have a bunch of superhero actors in the forefront, thinking it will be more of an action-heavy movie, it's really not. So understand that going into it. And I will also say this. When it comes to the final act of this movie, the heist itself, I'm not gonna say it's underwhelming, but it's not exactly what I was kind of hoping for. Because again, you're on this ride with these characters for a long time, just getting to know them, understanding them. It's a very character-driven movie. But I will say, if you go into this movie hoping for a heist, like a really extravagant, like Ocean's 11 kind of shit here, you're not really gonna get it. The final act happens, and everything goes down relatively quickly. It's not like this movie has like this long process of, you know, trying to figure out how they're gonna infiltrate this, or how they're gonna get past this, or how they're gonna, you know, pull off this. We don't really see much of that. It kind of just gets going at the very end, and then it's just done. Also, I will say the ending kind of dragged on a little longer than it needed to. I don't know, left me with some questions in regards to some characters, but I don't know. Some of it, I was just kind of able to let go of it. So all in all, yeah, Crime 101, it's a simple heist movie. Just know what you're getting into with it. It's very character driven. The characters in this movie are interesting. You're able to get behind them. The actors do a good job. Some intense moments with car chases and robberies. The heist itself, I wish was a little more exciting with its final act and would have felt a little more rewarding. And in the end, while it's not something that's going to go down as one of the all-time great heist movies, it's something enjoyable to watch at least one time. I'm going to give Crime 101 a 6 out of 10, which makes it one worth checking out, but I'd definitely wait to stream this one.
Sorry, I'm watching a movie on my iPad.
So that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video, and as always, don't leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.